Well, hello there. 9 to 5 is dead, and the future is coming really soon. So, what's next? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Do you work 9 to 5? Do you work for someone else? Do you work for yourself and still feel overworked or even underpaid? Yeah, I was there. I did that, and then I quit and I did something better. By the way, my name's Steve, a broke millionaire. I grew up poor, got rich before I was 30, became a millionaire. Really didn't like the lifestyle, the stress, the anxiety, the people, the greed. And so I quit and decided to go figure out how to be a happy person. And so this channel is dedicated to giving some ideas on how to potentially live a much greater life. So if you like the raw, unfiltered, and very opinionated truth, then you've come to the right place. Let's dig in. And so why am I doing this video? Because holy crap, things are changing rapidly, and the future is going to be really just all about adaptability. And we really have an opportunity at this point, all of us, to take the time during this chaos to potentially reorganize our lives so that they are much better. And if we take that chance right now, then the future looks really, really bright. And if we don't, then the future looks really, really miserable. And how do I know this? Well, I started my company when I was 26. The idea was that I would create this fun, exciting lifestyle. And it was a clothing company. And I would do all the things that I ever dreamed of. And I would live this great life. And what happened over time is that idea kind of shifted and it became more about making money. And then the more it was about just making the money, the more that it just wasn't fun for me. It wasn't interesting. It wasn't exciting. And it wasn't giving me the energy and the fulfillment that I wanted and I needed out of it. And eventually I just burned out. And I found myself one day looking around my office, and I realized that I had no windows in my office. And so I walked out into the hallway and I looked around, and no one else in my office had any windows either. And so I went outside and I just sat in the sun for a bit, and I was like, how did I get here in this place? And maybe this is why I feel like a bag of dirt and my life feels empty. And so that was the first start to me realizing, I was 33 years old, realizing that I didn't want this life and that it wasn't healthy for me. And so it took me until I was 46 to really exit the 9 to 5. And since then, my life has just got astronomically better, more enjoyable, but it doesn't have to take that long for you. Most of us are a 5-year plan away from our greatest life. The 9 to 5 was once a promise of stability and, a nice life where you work Monday to Friday and you get the weekends off to hang out with your family and do all these great things. But now it's become almost impossible to have that sort of low stress lifestyle. And it's getting more impossible day by day. So whether you're an employee or an employer, the system that our ancestors built is now running us. And it doesn't care about humans, and it doesn't care about happiness. It just cares about profit. And so the 9 to 5 is dead when you realize you can't afford to live that lifestyle. The 9 to 5 is dead when you realize it's not the way to live your best life. The 9 to 5 is dead when you realize there are so many better options. It's also dead when you know who you are and what truly makes you happy. You also know that it's dead when you realize it's a machine created by humans to make money from other humans that are caught in it. And it's really dead when you stop just mindlessly consuming and you want to start actually living. A recent poll showed that 60% of workers feel disengaged and unmotivated in their place of work. It's because their jobs, your jobs, our jobs, don't align with who we truly are and what we actually want to be doing. And so even if we're making money, It's a slow erosion of our soul that gradually drains our energy. But the future offers a lot of hope. AI and automation are set to eliminate about 30% of the jobs right now. But this also frees us up to do more creative work if we can take advantage of it. So think about that, like remote gigs, decentralized work, freelancing, passion-driven ventures, online consulting. You could even create your own movies now with certain components of AI. The opportunities for people are pretty much endless. You just have to look for them. And that's why 9 to 5 just doesn't make sense anymore. But I get that we have been accustomed to that sort of work environment. And so shifting out of that into a better life can be a little bit of a challenge. But we're going to talk about that. Your path to tomorrow's work is quite simply this. Don't be a cog, be a creator. And so next I'm sharing 5 steps to exit the 9 to 5 and to embrace the future of your work. Oh, hey there. So a few people have contacted me about having one-on-one sessions. Good news if you are one of those people, I am now doing one-on-one, 1-hour mentor sessions where we can dig into some of the more specific issues that you might be stuck with in your life and get you moving on a better path. So to contact me about a session, you just use the email link in the description below. Otherwise, enjoy the content. Back to the video. Okay, so the first step is secure your base. In other words, save your money. Take 6 to 12 months and save as much money as you can. Whether you're an employee or an employer, put that money aside, lower your expenses to build a buffer so that when you start to work towards your future, you have a bit of a buffer to ease you into it. Next, imagine yourself as like a contract consultant. What are your strengths? What are you good at? What are you actually doing right now that you could package into a service or your own products or whatever it is so that you could bring that to other people and they could pay you for that? Or in other words, find your purpose. And don't think of this as a big, like, find my purpose. Think of it as like, what are you good at? What do you like to do? What have you always wanted to do, but you just haven't quite done it yet? Or what do you do that you don't get paid for? It could be teaching. It could be crafts. It could be music. It could be anything, because everyone else wants to learn how to do things, and they want to learn from people who are good at those things or who are passionate about those things. So in finding your purpose, it's more like the first starting point is find what you're passionate about, what you really like doing, what you really enjoy, and what others see you as really, really good at. And is there a way that you can actually do that and get paid for that thing? The next step is network. Communicate with others who are potentially doing the type of work and flexible work that you want to do. Find other entrepreneurs or startups or people doing co-working projects, any kind of communities where you can get information, be motivated, and be around a group of like-minded people who are moving towards a more flexible work environment that you want to be part of. Number 4 is think like a promoter. Marketing is key. Think about how you like to communicate what you're doing. Do you like to get on social media? Do you like to do it in person? Do you like to go to events? What are the various ways that you can promote the type of work that you want to do to people who want to pay you for it? And if you don't really understand promoting, then maybe take a small business course, take a course on sales, marketing. These sort of skills will really help you understand the type of work that you're going to move into and be able to use those skills to make yourself more successful. School is not just for young kids. School and learning is something we should all do throughout our entire lifetime. And the 5th step is plan your leap out of the 9 to 5. And that is best served by a 5-year plan, as I mentioned earlier. So figure out what your 5-year plan is and do a year-by-year, step-by-step, goal-oriented calendar. So at the end of 5 years, you end up in the new, amazing life that you've created. So if you like that, you can even start today. And I encourage you to start today, in fact. And if you like this, then again, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Otherwise, I hope that helps. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.